I awake from a dream panicked. In the dream, I can't hear Mummi, my Finnish grandmother, and as soon as I open my eyes, I know that I've now spent 3 times as much of my life without her as I have with her. And I no longer remember her voice. What I'm left with are images and words, the very thing she taught me to love. Quiet accounts of life on a farm in Washington State, interspersed with flashes of reflection. Mummi and I are Pisces, exactly 5 days and 50 years apart. A match set of artistic, sensitive fish girls who sit together at table, missing Finnish and Nigerian relatives we've never met, sculpting, baking, molding, painting. In 1971, the year before Nixon and Agnew trounce our candidates in the largest landslide in U.S. history, Mummi goes back to high school. After baking a pie from scratch every single day, after housework and farm work, she does her homework. After dinner, after cafe or postum with her sister, she heads off quietly to class. In 1972, at age 59, Mummi earns her GED, scoring 90s in everything but math.
Puhutteko englantia? Anteeksi, en puhu. Tarvitsen apua. Näkemiin.
They say she had a thick Finnish accent.
Kiitos. Minun nimi on.
I jump onto her bed and run my fingers over the soft rose-colored tufts. Chenille radiates out from her arm and swirls. I stare. The arm looks smaller than the one I remember only months ago, digging iris bulbs before winter. I touch it. It's dry, cooler than usual. The skin is so paper-thin, I can imagine peeling it right off the bone. I shake the arm. It flops, loosely, light. She does not respond. "Mummi!" I cry. After a long moment, she opens one dull eye. And even I, transplanted from the city girl that I am, have witnessed enough returned salmon at the top of the stream, enough barn cats who've dragged themselves away from the others, to recognize the look.
Minuun sattuu. Minuun sattuu. The most intense political crisis of our time began just 10 years ago with the break-in at the Watergate in Washington.
The televised Senate Watergate Committee hearings begin on May 17, 1973. 3 days later, Mummi is diagnosed with cancer of the ovaries.
Minuun sattuu. Minuun sattuu. Missä on sairaala? Missä on sairaala?
Watergate. Senate hearings. To ensure complete live nationwide coverage of the Senate Watergate hearings, the 3 commercial television networks are rotating the daily coverage.
I began by telling the president that there was a cancer growing on the presidency, and if the cancer was not removed, the president himself would be killed by it.
By the spring of 1974, the Watergate affair was a full-blown scandal, as televised congressional hearings gradually uncovered the cover-up.
Suddenly I remember the 2 of us on the living room floor, waiting for our dough sculptures to bake. I lean back into her soft warmth and feel her flinch. When I turn, she's grimacing. I can feel them spreading, she mutters. She shakes her head, speaking more to herself than to me. All the things I never said balled up inside me. The Watergate hearings conclude on August 7th, and Nixon resigns the next day, my grandfather's birthday. As she begins to die, Mummi devotes entire pages of her diary to feverish lists.
Kuinka pääsen sinne? Kuinka pääsen sinne? Mistä bussi lähtee?
Mistä bussi lähtee? Olen allerginen. Olen allerginen. Oletko kunnossa? Minä voin pahoin. Minä voin pahoin. Minuun sattuu. Minuun sattuu.
I swore I'd be the one who'd always remember her voice, who'd keep talking, saying all the things she never said.
Kiitos kysymästä.
But I can't hear those elastic, extended Finnish vowels, all 8 of them. Hear how they hang in air, doubled vocal cords vibrating.
Kuinka pääsen sinne? Kuinka pääsen sinne?